I cannot imagine. Let me ask you this question. How did that get introduced and put into the into the American Academy of Pediatrics? How does this get into this? How do people change everything they study, everything they know about biology, everything they know about a kid and a human being and every part of their body, and a male and a female? How does this get in? And then 97% of them go, "Oh no, this is what we're doing. We're gonna do this." So how does something like this even get started?
I don't know. I mean, if I had the answer to that, we wouldn't have this conversation.
No. I disagree. If you had the answer to that, we can maybe stop it. But now that it's so deep with these folks, they won't let it go. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, what was this through them going to universities and colleges and training? I mean, it had to start somewhere.
So I think what you're touching on is a really important factor. We focus a lot on education in our organization too, because what we've seen is just the institutional takeover of this ideology, and the curriculum that people are introduced to normalize this type of, transgender ideology and indoctrination. It starts in preschool, in kindergarten. There are books available in classrooms. There's, quote, Pride Month celebrations, all of this stuff. It starts at a really, really early age. And so what we're seeing now is kind of the first generation of physicians and professionals in the medical community, but also writ large societally, where they've been exposed to this ideology as being normal and accepted since at least middle and high school. And then that also comes, of course, on the wake of all of the cancel culture and woke, really hyper-focus on that in the COVID era. We started, of course, to bounce back a little bit, and President Trump has done a really great job of physically pushing back on that. But, it's still there. And I think we're seeing the fruits of the left's, very consistent and deliberate indoctrination over the last generation, and that's what we're seeing. And to your point, the one point I wanted to make is this junk starts at the top. The American Academy of Pediatrics, their leadership, their current CEO, his name's Mark Del Monte, he publicly endorsed the Trans Day of Visibility by flying the transgender flag outside of the AAP headquarters. Like their incoming president, she is the medical director and board director of organizations like Reach Out and Read, their Georgia branch, and they promote these LGBTQ children's books and normalizing those early transitions. So it kind of paints back to like this stuff is starting day one, and you have to have a really, really close eye on the stuff that is being provided to your kids, the books that they're reading. These aren't, I wish they were, but they aren't one-off, oh, it's not going to happen to me kind of examples, regardless of where you live.
Yeah, I'm blown away. And in America, we got this kind of stuff going on, and I'm more blown away that parents aren't upset with this, because for the pediatric American Academy of Pediatrics, I'm sure everybody's not under that label, but the ones that are under that label, I mean, I wouldn't want one of them to even talk to my kids. I'm not being ugly, I'm being honest. I just wouldn't want them to talk to my kids because I don't think they're dealing with science at all. Never forget about God, which you can't forget about God, but they're not even dealing with any science at all and any science truth, Allie, and that's what bothers me.
That's right. And it's very similar to what we see with the teachers' unions, but I mean that in an optimistic sense too, right? Like we know that the teachers' unions are corrupted and can't be trusted to just, teach the kids reading, math, and science. But that doesn't mean that there aren't good teachers. And the same thing is true for the American Academy of Pediatrics and physicians. Because someone falls under that umbrella, I remain hopeful that there are sane, and so I think what's really important, what people need to hear is not...
Do you have just a few more minutes or you need to go?
No, I'm good.
Well, let me take a break. Come back about 3 or 4, 5 minutes. I'll let you get out of here. Alleigh Marré, of course, American Parents Coalition. Just when I come across organizations like this, read about them and go, wow, somebody's actually fighting for kids and parents. And that's what we love about it. All right, we'll come back and wrap up with her.